Yesterday, I was the heartbeat of this home. Today, the same arms pass through me, reaching for someone smaller, louder, and impossible to ignore. I still jump onto the couch like always, but the warm lap that used to open for me now tightens around a crying bundle. The house smells familiar, yet nothing feels mine anymore. Every room carries milk, blankets, whispers, and the strange gravity of a new life. I wait by the bedroom door, certain my name will come next. But every soft voice melts past me and lands inside the crib. When they smile now, I search their faces for the old warmth, wondering whether love can be stolen simply because tiny fingers arrived. So I sit where they used to find me, quiet as folded laundry, hoping memory will notice my shape and call me back. But the cradle keeps stealing the room. And for the first time, I learn how jealousy sounds inside a chest that cannot speak. I do not hate the baby. I hate this ache, this waiting, this terrible feeling that my place in their hearts has moved. Every morning, I still follow the footsteps to the kitchen. But breakfast comes later now, after bottles, burping, and another tired human sigh. I rub against their legs the way I always did, and they touch me briefly, like remembering a song they no longer finish. At night, I return to the pillow where my fur once belonged, but there is only emptiness and the distant rocking of sleepless love. Sometimes I stare at the tiny face in the crib, trying to understand what kind of creature could change my whole world. It smells like milk and softness and helplessness, nothing like a rival. Yet everything around it bends as if obeying some ancient law. And I climb onto the windowsill and watch them sway with the baby. And suddenly, I miss the ordinary boredom we used to share. Once, boredom meant safety, a lazy afternoon, a hand in my fur, and the certainty that I never had to compete there. Now I measure the day by interruptions, crying, footsteps, doors half closed, voices lowered, and moments when I am gently moved aside. I begin waiting in doorways because waiting feels dignified, less desperate than climbing, less painful than asking with eyes they barely see. Still, some nights I cannot help myself, and I slip onto the bed, searching the old scent of belonging in blankets there. When they lift me down to keep the baby sleeping, their hands are careful. But careful can still feel like rejection, too. So I invent small tests of love. Sitting nearby, touching ankles, blocking hallways, appearing suddenly, hoping someone will choose me without being asked. Sometimes I leap beside the baby, just to watch their faces. Not to harm, only to see whether panic weighs more than me. And when they rush over, shielding that tiny body, something sharp twists inside me, because I finally have my answer, and I hate it. I retreat to the corner near the laundry basket, where the air is warm, and let my hurt curl around me quietly. No one notices how long I stay there, and that hurts too, because being forgotten is quieter than being pushed away again. From that corner, I study the baby the way hunters study weather, looking for danger, weakness, patterns, reasons this new sun rose. The baby does not walk, does not feed itself, does not even hold its head. Yet somehow everyone orbits its smallest sounds. I start climbing near the crib when nobody watches, not out of cruelty, but because mysteries feel less frightening when seen up close. Up there, the baby is not powerful at all, just red-faced, blinking, fragile, and strangely defenseless beneath all that attention somehow. Its fingers open and close like little searching paws, and for one confusing moment, I feel less threatened than curious inside suddenly. Curiosity becomes its own habit. So I return again, sniffing blankets, listening to breathing, learning this tiny stranger through silence at night. But whenever I linger too long, someone notices and lifts me away, as if my presence is a question they fear answering. That is when jealousy hardens into grief, because I am no longer fighting for attention. I am mourning a life still visible, and the old routines remain like untouched toys. The chair by the window, the evening blanket, the hallway games nobody starts anymore now. I lie in those places anyway, guarding memories the way cats guard sunbeams, pretending warmth can return by finding me first again. Then one afternoon, the baby starts crying while everyone rushes elsewhere, and the room suddenly fills with the lonely sound I know too well. I freeze beside the crib, listening, because that cry is not triumph or invasion. It is raw need, helpless and enormous too. For the first time, I see something familiar in it. The fear of being unanswered, the terror of wanting comfort immediately there. I do not climb in then. I simply stay nearby, ears forward, body still, keeping company the only way I understand it. When they return, they thank the baby with kisses and thank the room with relief, never knowing I stood watch too there. That should have stung, yet strangely it does not, because I am too busy thinking about how small that crying creature truly is. Later, I watch the baby sleep. And sleeping things are honest. Stripped of noise, it looks less like a thief to me. It looks like a kitten might, if kittens had strange faces and no fur, all soft breath and impossible dependence somehow there. A thought unsettles me. Maybe everyone gathers around the baby not because it is better loved, but because it cannot survive alone. I know dependence too, though I hide mine beneath pride, beneath pacing, beneath the cool performance of a creature who seems enough. Maybe that is why my loneliness went unseen. I asked for love like a king, while the baby begged like rain outside. The next time I approach the crib, I move slower, no longer testing boundaries, only trying to understand this new heartbeat beside mine. The baby stirs, tiny hand waving through the air, not reaching for me exactly, yet not pushing me away either this time. I lean closer, whiskers trembling, and the little hand lands in my fur by accident. But the touch feels impossibly gentle there. No one has held me like that for weeks. Without hurry, without divided attention, without the distracted rhythm of exhausted hands lately. The baby does not know I felt replaced, does not know I kept score, does not know I practiced sadness in silent corners. It only knows warmth, sound, hunger, and whatever comfort arrives. Its world is smaller than mine, and far more vulnerable right now. Then something inside me loosens then, like a knot finally admitting it is tired of being pulled the same painful way for weeks. I begin spending time near the crib without schemes, simply listening, and the room feels different when I stop measuring losses there. The humans notice eventually, and their surprise carries no fear now, only relief, as if peace has quietly entered with me back. One of them strokes my back while rocking the baby, and though the touch is brief, it no longer feels borrowed today. For the first time since the change, I do not ask which of us is loved more. I ask who needs more. The answer is obvious and oddly comforting, because need is not a crown. It is a weight, and tiny shoulders carry much. I still miss the old days sometimes, the long naps, the easy attention, only the selfish certainty that everything tender circled me alone. But missing what was is softer now, less like a wound, more like looking through a window at another season passing by. The baby grows louder, stronger, more awake, and I learn new routines beside it. Small guardianships stitched into ordinary hours each day. I sit beneath the crib during naps, not because anyone told me, but because rest feels safer when someone listens for trouble. When the baby startles awake, I blink slowly from nearby, offering the calm language my kind has always understood for quiet comfort. Sometimes tiny fingers close around my fur again, and now I stay, because trust feels heavier than jealousy ever did to me. The humans smile at us together, and I finally understand that their hearts did not shrink. Their love simply learned another shape. And there is room in this home for old rituals and new ones, for the first child of fur and the child of skin. I was never replaced. I was being asked, quietly and clumsily, to grow beside a smaller creature who arrived needing everything first. Love looks different now. Interrupted, tired, split in motion, but no less real than when it belonged to slower days before this. And I look different too, less like a lonely prince, more like a watchful brother with soft paws and patient eyes now. At dusk, when the room glows warm and quiet, I curl near the crib and listen to the little breaths continue steadily. No one taught me this duty, yet it settles naturally inside me, because protecting fragile things is another form of belonging too. When the baby laughs someday, I think I will know that sound too, the way I now know every nighttime whimper already. Maybe I will still step between them sometimes, not from envy anymore, but because family closeness is something I understand deeply now. Maybe I will nap beside the stroller, patrol the blanket piles, and treat tiny dropped socks like treasures worth guarding carefully now. What changed me was not a lecture or a command. It was discovering that the baby's helplessness echoed my own hidden fear. I was afraid of losing love, while the baby was simply afraid of losing comfort, warmth, and the answering presence of home. Once I understood that, competition felt foolish, like hissing at rain for falling on the same roof that shelters me as well. So now, when tired hands divide their love between us, I no longer count the seconds. I count the ways we are kept. Fed, warmed, soothed, watched, or carried, remembered. Love was never leaving me. It was learning to move in more directions than before now. And in that wider love, I find my place again, not at the center alone, but woven securely into something larger forever. Tonight, I jump onto the chair beside the crib, and nobody moves me away, because now they understand what I am doing. I am not reclaiming territory. I am keeping watch over the smallest heart in the house, besides my own, tonight here too. The room is still the same room, yet everything feels changed again, this time not by loss, but by shared tenderness instead. I close my eyes and hear the baby breathing, and the sound no longer steals from me. It settles beside me gently. Somewhere between waiting, watching, and one accidental touch, I stopped asking whether I was still loved and started answering love back quietly. That is how a jealous heart softens, not by forgetting hurt, but by seeing another fragile life and choosing tenderness anyway there. I once thought family love was a single sun, but now I know it is a window filling every sleeping corner softly. The baby did not take my world. The baby widened it, and I became larger too, because love asked more of me. So if you find me by the crib tonight, do not pity me. I am not forgotten. I am finally included here. I loved this home when it revolved around me, but I love it differently now that I can help hold it together. And when dawn comes, I will still be here. No longer the whole world, yet still deeply, safely, permanently part of it.